Saxon Weiss, a 13-year-old guitar prodigy from Palos Verde, California, is lighting up the music scene. Starting on drums at age 2, he picked up the ukulele at 6, gigging at Hawaiian luau's, and mastered guitar by 8. Self-taught in Hawaiian slack key, and now studying classical guitar, Saxon blends jazz, blues, rock, bluegrass, and country with jaw-dropping skill. He's shared stages with icons like Warren Haynes and Joe Bonamassa, rocking events like the Beach Life Festival. His original song Find a Way, inspired by a local wildfire, shows his emotional depth. Now here's the Trout with Saxon. Enjoy.
'Cause I know it won't be too long before you're gone. You're gone, you're gone.
What do you think, though, now that you've already had a lot under your belt so much, Saxon,
Yeah.
and you're a couple years older? I mean, I watched some of your music today just for fun.
Yeah, that's
You
great.
kind of like play different things, but have you gravitated to anything special yet? I mean, I saw a jazz thing. You were doing jazz, or you were doing a little this, a little that. Anything particular though that you like better?
Recently I've been doing a lot of writing, my own songs, and that's been like the kind of focal point for me, especially recently.
Right.
But with writing my own songs, that also comes with, for me, I've always wanted to play all genres of music. So it kind of, I'll write a song when I'm in like a different mood, and I write it, it's like more, I don't know, bluesish, or one song will be more folk,
Right.
but it varies. But yeah, I guess it turns out to be sometimes more of my songs are, you could say, kind of Americana-y, but
Hmm.
then I'll put in like a different chord or something,
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, it really depends. Yeah.
I think what's interesting, didn't you just do a gig this weekend, or was that last weekend? A beach gig or something like that?
Yeah, Beach Life Festival, that was almost a month ago now.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really great. I had Tal Wilkenfeld on bass, Kyle Fair on drums. That was my band last year. We played the same
Oh,
festival.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But this year we had an addition. We put keys in, so that was fun. That was really cool. And
And how
then,
many, so how many guitars have you gotten now given to you? I saw you were at the Gibson garage,
yeah.
and every time I see you doing a different, you had like a blonde. What color was that one Les Paul you had? Kind of a blonde color.
Oh, maybe this one? Is it
No,
this?
it was, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's that one. Oh, yeah, so it's got the book mash, yeah, the book mash grain in it.
Yeah, this thing. This is a really cool guitar. And it's a cool story too, because Norm, we were at Norm's, and Norm was like, "Oh, there's this guy out in Hawaii named Kenny. He wants to get a guitar, but obviously he's not, here in California. Could you, just go around and pick something that you think would be the best for him, and what really like, and you think
Yeah.
is a good guitar?" And he was like, "Yeah, so there's a $8,000 budget. So, try to find something cool." And I was like, "Okay, this is fun." And so, I went looking around, and I played a lot of guitars, and I kept kind of coming back to this one. And this is a reissue 60s um, Les Paul custom shop Murphy Lab. And and then Norm was like, let's do a video to see, because I was like, I
Hmm.
think this is kind of the one. So he was like, well, let's do a video and see how you like it there. And during the video, right after we finished, he was like, well, you know, Kenny just bought that for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was,
And you didn't know this guy at all?
no, 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 but I think he's a good friends with Norm and stuff. And I know he's been going to Norm's for like, I think 4 or 5 years.
I think it was interesting because they finally put that on Was it on Netflix? I guess I watched it on because
Oh, the
he shot
Boston.
that. Yeah, he shot that a couple years ago. I guess when he was really bad off, because I remember when he was sick and all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm watching it, and my wife's not a musician, but she's been around me enough.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, and I said, "Oh, there's Saxon."
Yeah, yeah, that was cool. Because yeah, like you said, they shot it I think they were finishing up, like I think when I started going there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I started going there when Norm was just getting better. Like I
Oh,
remember
okay.
when the first time I was there, I think he was just coming back, you know? So, and he was
Yeah,
pretty,
he was out for a long time. I do know that. And if you look at his videos before and after, he lost a lot of weight because of the surgery and all that
it
stuff.
was
It was
crazy.
bad.
Yeah, now, I mean, he's looking so much better, you know? Like from the first time I saw him there, he was super skinny, but he's totally looking back to normal, which is great.
And she was asking me what was special about the place. And I told her, I said, it's kind of, I was in Muscle Shoals a couple years ago doing
Mhm.
recording. And I said, you really can't explain it. I said, I'm sure people just like you, I mean, it's great to go and play guitars, but it's just got this aura about it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that when you walk in, you never know who you're going to run into.
Uh-huh.
And I guess the other thing, and I know you've been in a lot of videos. I mean, I've seen you with Joe Bonamassa. I don't know who else you were running with.
Yeah,
Isn't that where Tao found you or saw you the first time? Because
yeah,
your dad told me the story.
yeah, yeah, that is. I was playing with Jason Sine. He's a really great guitarist. He plays like a lot of kind of jam band stuff.
Hmm.
So I was playing with him, and she was in there looking for like a bass to go on tour, I think with Incubus at the time.
Did you know who she was?
Yeah, but I didn't really put it together.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So then when we met her, I was kind of we were like, man, where have we seen you here? And she
Yeah.
was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. And she was like, well, you gotta come to my studio and jam sometime.
And
But
I think you're blessed with kind of long fingers, which I never was,
yeah,
which helps.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of true. It's funny. Sometimes like I'll put my hands together and the picking hand is just the slightest bit smaller than the fretting hand. And I think it also is part of the reason because I've been playing classical almost the longest time I've been playing guitar.
Right.
That is a lot of like really weird stretching, you
Yeah.
know, and just some like weird things you do. And I think that's part of it. And the fretboard is like just this one block of wood. It's not even like it's
No.
like you just took a piece of wood and
I never understood why they wanted to make them that way. I never understood. I have a nylon string back behind me that's kind of like that, but and I saw the one video you had the little chair. I forgot that's where you started, the little stool where you stand up and then you do the fingering and all that stuff. Do you sight read or you just listen to stuff and pick it up on your own, or is it a little
no,
bit of
for
both?
classical I read. It's I take, you know, we since it's usually like 3 or 4 pages, it's not usually just like a, you know, read it and okay, I got it. There's so many little, you know, like details and what finger you're using to play that D note. You know, it's like so detailed and you have to do it exactly how Mr. Bach wrote it, you know. That's, that's the, you know, so that's like that's what I like, you know, so much, even though it's so different from what you know, I guess like you normally see
Oh
me do.
yeah. Yeah, because I think the thing with you, and you probably already figured this out, is classical is not easy to play because it's not some. I mean, you go listen to some symphony play it, right? You can go, okay, here's Bach or Beethoven. Oh, that's the way it goes. But you're not going to hear it on mainstream radio or something like that. But it also teaches you how to become a better songwriter because you've already learned all the stuff. And you've probably figured that out because not everybody can write a song. I mean, they can write a song, but it's not very good. But so you've already kind of probably put it together in your brain. Okay, this is chorus, this is verse, you know, that,
Right. You know, it's interesting with classical, I don't think like that. And
no,
for
you don't.
no, it's kind of like it's interesting. The way I think of it, it's just one long piece. It's
Mm.
like one long journey almost of a song. Even though there is and you can find it, it for me, I think partly too because playing classical, you have to be on a huge level to just be sitting there enjoying it, just like da da da. It's there's always something to
Yeah,
think about. It's less like you're just playing a song you wrote and it's like a great time. It's more like focus the whole time and then you stop and you're like, whoa, okay, I was just like in that zone of doing all that. It's just a totally different outlook, I think, for me on everything when I'm playing classical.
sure. And the other thing is you can't futz around with it. In other words, if you're doing a song, whatever you're doing, and you got a lead break on, and you go, okay, I'm going to play it like this a little bit this time. When you're playing a classical piece, it's like these are the notes they wrote. This is what you're supposed to play. You're not supposed to, oh, I'll just go walking over here a little bit, come back, and also I'm sure as you found out, it also improves your playing in general
Yeah.
because you,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you focus in on it more.
Yeah, totally. That's been like, it's really helped for, I mean, just technique playing guitar normally. It's totally helped everything. It's really cool. It's a great thing. And maybe you don't realize it or something, but then you start to think about it and you go, wow, maybe that is maybe from classical. And that's from, the way I hold the guitar and the way I, fret the guitar.
Hmm.
Oh, that is. Or when I start playing chords, sometimes people will go, that's a different way you're playing a chord. And I'm like, yeah. And then I realize, oh, it's kind of that sort of idea of, or like things I'll stretch, and people are like, how are you doing that? There's different ways that you can shape your wrist and hands, to
Hmm.
get a longer reach and stuff.
Did Bach? One of them wrote stuff for the lute, or somebody. One of the famous masters.
Yeah,
Most of
yeah.
it, because I didn't think a lot of it was written for an orchestra. I mean, a symphony or a piano.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I can't think of it either.
I can't. I think it was Bach. I think one of them wrote for the lute or something like that.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, it was also back then they would supposedly have jam sessions, so to speak. They would they would play together and see where because I mean, obviously something had to be started to make that
Oh
piece.
yeah.
Like you're just like, r- you know, okay, this is no, it's gonna be like that, and everything's gonna be, you have to. What I kind of suspect what they were doing with, they're kind of play the instrument and find ways to go to a different part of the song or whatever. And then I think they had like scribe people too,
Oh yeah. They probably did.
So
Yeah,
like,
write down the notes and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't bring out their cell phone and go, hold on just a second.
yeah, right.
Or let me get my software out. Okay, that's an F and a C. And okay,
Yeah,
that's an
right.
O. That's F. So,
Hmm.
now you've been doing this for a while. How do your friends, what do they say about you? Do they know about you that much? Do they think anything about it? Do they say anything about that, or do they even care?
Now, it's like they know about it and it's just kind of like, okay. And I mean, I guess everybody's sort of in their own world, so to
Yeah.
speak, but it's been kind of, I mean, I guess you could say it's old news, but because I've been around them since like
Yeah.
kindergarten,
Yeah.
I think they knew about it because I started so young, everybody knew
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
I never like went around saying, oh, I was just playing.
No.
I mean, I didn't care, that I don't care if anybody knows or not, really.
Well, I think what happens is like famous musicians, I've interviewed a lot of them, when you talk about their children, they're around them all the time. So when people say, "Oh my God, you're so and so, who's your dad?" "Oh my God," right? That, yeah, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
mean as much to them. It's like, okay, I see him all the time doing this, or she's doing that, or whatever.
Yeah.
And, but what's funny to me is not funny, but interesting to me is how you have attracted such quality musicians to you. And I mean that in a positive manner, because the one thing I know is, you know this too, you're a really good player and you only get better. I mean, if you look at Joe Bonamassa's life, he's kind of the same way. He was the same way. He was out on, I saw him on something like some old show where he was like 12 or 16 or something like that. But I think that's the thing. You're going to only get better. And it's probably, unless something changes, which sometimes it does, it's probably your life now. We'll be right back with Saxon Weiss on this episode of The Trout Show, right after this message from our supporter.
Meet David Smith, your Edward Jones financial advisor. With years of experience, David's helped countless people shape their financial futures. He takes the time to understand your dreams, whether it's a secure retirement or a bold new venture, and builds a plan just for you. No matter where you are in the 48 contiguous states, David's expertise is there to guide you every step of the way. Reach out to David today at 469-372-1587. That's David Smith at 469-372-1587, your partner for financial possibilities. David Smith with Edward Jones, a proud supporter of The Trout Show. Now here's The Trout.
You know, you can kind of foresee, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Which, speaking of that, have you, as you write your own songs and stuff like that, I'm assuming you, in your mind, you want to go to the studio and record stuff and put it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is amazing to me is the people you could probably call already and say, hey, would you mind playing on this? And they probably would say yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've been working on lately is doing demos in my studio that we just finished. It's been a long process where it's like it felt like it would never get done almost, because it was just, this was just like a master bedroom, and we ripped the carpet out and stuff. But anyway, I've been doing little demos and stuff of songs, and it's been really cool to just, be like, oh yeah, let me just go and record that, And it's probably not the end all, but at least it's something I can make where I can show it to other people and say, okay, can we play it like this? And I'll just send it to you, and then we do one little rehearsal before the show, and we're good.
So do you think that you're going to want to, when I talked to you originally, I always envision, I talk about you to people I know occasionally. And I always felt that you're the kind of, and this is what you're trying to tell me the first time we talked, what you really want to do a lot of different things. That's why I was bringing it up at the beginning. And I said, I can just see you as a phenomenally great studio musician where people call you all the time. Rob McNally is one of the greats in Nashville. I know him very well. And anybody that's played on a country song, he always gets called.
Uh-huh.
You can name the big country, he's the guy playing the guitar on there. I kind of envision you doing that too. I know it's a little early, but you got to finish school and all that stuff. But are you still kind of thinking that way? That's what I always got the feeling that that's where you wanted to go.
I want to totally be my own artist and all that, and I'm totally open to doing, like session stuff. But I don't want to do that for my whole thing,
No, yeah.
I want to do shows and stuff, and because that's one of my favorite things is doing shows. There's something about that you can't get in the studio.
Nope.
And then there's something in the studio you obviously can't get live. But I love doing. I like laying down tracks and just playing parts and coming up with parts. That's always fun too. I think that totally is something that I would want to do, but also not only do that,
If you become the person I think you're going to become as far as popularity, you'll probably do both. You've been asked to play in so many different places. So far, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Who's been the best person you've played with? I mean, you go like, oh man, anytime that person calls me, I'm ready to go. Anybody come to mind?
Yeah, almost everybody, but big, I mean, it's been so fun. I mean, just getting to know him as a friend, but Jackson Brown, I mean, that's
Oh yeah,
fun playing with him, and it's just such a good time, and his whole band and everybody, it's just such a cool scene, you know? That's totally just like, yeah, totally, I'll do that. Um, but I mean, so many people that I've played with, almost everybody, basically. Yeah.
but you at your age, you probably had sometimes people come to you. Do you ever not know who they are? Then you go, okay, I got to go listen to music.
Um, mm, yeah, yeah, yes, I have had that happen, yeah.
I bet it's just like,
Yeah, because sometimes it's people, that are obviously a lot of the time it's older than me, and it's
oh
not very
yeah,
older than me, I
yeah,
guess. But so yeah, it's usually stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm not really, I don't really know much pop music of
mhm.
nowadays. Not like, yeah, let me play that Katy Perry song. But
Please
so I
don't.
actually listen to a bunch of, that older music and things that maybe somebody that would have me play, I would know. But yeah, sometimes it's like I think Donovan Frankenreiter I played with, and then a couple of the songs, obviously, I didn't really know.
Right.
Some of them you do know, and it's like, oh yeah, I do know that song. It's just I didn't realize that. I've heard. It's usually like you've heard the songs or whatever.
Yeah. To you, what do you listen to on your playlist? It's just a mix of different music.
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting one. It totally varies. Um, a cool story just like week ago, I guess it was a week ago, Jackson called me and he said, "Hey, do you want to go see Paul Simon with me?" So then we went to see Paul Simon, and that I was like, "Wow, that was great." He just came out with a new album, which is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very, really cool guitar playing. Um, and seeing it live was just really awesome. It was like a live album. It was not very loud, and it was like an acoustic thing, but there's Steve Gadd on drums,
Oh,
and
Steve
yeah,
Gadd.
yeah. And there's three percussionists. There's one guy with like glass bowls all around him, and it was just like totally a total thing. It was super awesome. So I've been listening to that a lot. Um, and then like just like singer-songwriter stuff. I just love to listen to that because it's great music. It's not even for technicality. I just like to listen to.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always interesting to me. I used to ask people what they were on their playlist, and
Mhm.
if they were a blues player, they would never listen to blues. They'd be listening to something
Yeah,
completely different, because
yeah.
it's like I do that all the time. It's
Uh-huh.
like asking a an NFL football player, "Hey, let's talk about football." Could we not? I don't,
Yeah,
I
right.
want to
Yeah.
talk about something else.
Yeah.
Well, and you're at the point which you're lucky in the aspect that you get to. I saw Paul Simon when he was on tour doing his Graceland album, which has been
Wow.
years ago, which won all the Grammys for.
Yeah, they played that song.
And he was always interesting because some of his songs are based on classic music,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll
Yeah.
say that he'll tell you that.
Whichever
But
trouble one was.
yeah, well, I think American. What is it called? Many is the time I've been forsaken. I know the song,
Yeah,
but I can't.
American tune, right?
American tune. I think that's based on a Bach or something like that. The way that chords
Yeah,
go.
also Bridge Over Troubled Water, the beginning of that. There's like the whole kind of chord progression he uses. It's like a little walk-up thing. He says that was from a classical song.
But you're getting to meet them, which is cool. But you're also getting to see people that were iconic that have been around for decades. You know,
Yeah, I'm
when
so
you,
lucky.
yeah. So I think you're lucky in that aspect. Unlucky the fact that you're getting to see them when they're so older. As my granddaughter tells me, you're not old, you're just
Cool.
older.
Yeah, right. But so cool because they're all still playing such great music. And they're really good, you know? I mean, it's like he's 82.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was great. It was super good, you know, and it's pretty crazy to see, and it's totally like an effect, I think. Just playing music your whole life is so good for you. I think that's part of sometimes the reason why they're so old and still doing it, you know? They can because I think there is something I mean, it's scientifically proven that music's good
Oh
for you.
yeah. As you're writing more and more music, I've always got the feeling, Saxon, you don't really care about the fame about it. I think you just like playing.
Oh yeah. And that's what you have to have, you know? I mean, if you are serious about music, that can't be the whole spark of interest in music, you know, just wanting to, you know, get all the fame or whatever. Because it's just, I mean, you have to enjoy every moment of music because that's
Hmm.
the best.
The other thing that you got going to is you're in the club at 14. You're 14 now, aren't you? How old are you now? I'm sorry?
13,
13. When is your birthday? What month is it in?
February 27th.
Okay. Oh, so okay, not too long ago. But you're already in the music club. And once you're in that, you're just part of it. So when you start hanging out with famous people and everybody goes, "Oh my God, you're like, yeah, he's another guy that I know that plays guitar."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's so cool that I'm so grateful to have met so many great musicians and great people, you know, above that too. I mean, it's such a small world when you get into it. It's like, whoa, you know that person? Yeah, I know that person. And then the person's like, well, you should meet this person that I know. And then you meet them and you're like, oh wait, you know that person? So it's like just totally,
People, let's
yeah.
talk about Joe Bonamassa. He has 400 guitars. Now I know it's because he's a collector. And watching the video where Norm has the good stuff, but he has a really good stuff hidden in the back,
Mhm.
the $250,000 guitars and all that stuff. Do you go in there with the idea, and I'm just curious, that, oh, I'd like to have another guitar?
Mm, Not really.
Not
It's
really.
no,
Neither, I mean,
like I mean, I that's not how I do it because you have to go in there not like that, and then if you play something that's really catching you, it's like, okay, that's the one because if you're looking for a guitar, you're gonna find a guitar, you know,
yeah, I'm sure you
and
would, yeah.
you know, it's easy to do that, but to find one that you're going to be happy with for like, you know, long time is what's going to kind of draw you to it. And you can't have the idea of, okay, today I'm going to go buy a
Yeah.
five because maybe they don't have a 335 that's speaking to you or whatever, you know. I mean, obviously you can, but I don't know.
And let's talk about your stuff that you use now, your rig.
Yeah.
Anything special? Last time I talked to you, you were into kind of strats. I think the one video I saw you were playing a strat. Any particular instrument you like now that you kind of gravitate to now? I know
I
you're
think
playing Les Paul, but I mean,
funny
what's your
that you say the Strat because now it's totally the Les Paul. Now the Strat is the Les Paul for me. You know,
well, it's a lot heavier, that's for sure. I know that.
that's the problem. I wish it was the same as the Strat. That's my whole thing. I really am like trying to troubleshoot it in my mind of a guitar that is light enough but has the Les Paul umph,
Mm,
you know, the humbucking thing, but then has a Strat bar.
yeah.
So it's like, you know, best of both worlds, which she can do. It's just, I've been thinking about that a lot. But yeah, my rig is, um, I have, so I've been using this, George Alessandro. He is like a
Oh, I
really,
remember you telling me about that before. Yeah.
I have quite a few of his amps now. I have, I guess, three. One is, I don't know if I had this when I talked to you. Maybe not. Um, Eric Johnson sent me this Fender Princeton, and he
Hmm.
sent George to get for George to soup up to send to me. And then that I was playing for quite a while in combination with this other Princeton by Mike Moody. He's like
Mhm.
another antique builder. But now it's been this Alessandro crossbred mutt is what it's called. Yeah.
So
And
what does it have in it? One speaker, two? What's it?
it's one speaker, it's 40 watts. It's like it's really cool because there's this power knob on it, and then there's the volume. So you put the volume to where you want because you can make it all the way up and totally rocking with distortion totally on, or you can have it clean, in like three
Hmm.
or and then you just use the power to turn it however loud you want. So you could be playing at 5% power in your house and then go to the gig and just turn the power up.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah,
almost like a solid state amp, but with the
yeah,
same
it's got, I think that's what they call an attenuator or something like that because Van
thing.
Halen, the reason I know that on my Marshall sits behind me,
Mhm.
it's, it has a 50% or 100% in the back.
Okay, right.
And Van Halen, I read a story about him playing and he bought this thing that you can buy that cuts the voltage back on the amp so you can almost get the same sound, but it's not blowing your house up.
Yeah,
Which
uh-huh.
it kind of sounds like that's what that
Yeah,
does.
similar to that. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
do
I know.
you, with that, what kind of pedals are you using?
So I have been kind of going around with trying to find different pedals lately, but I my main big board is it's like I have like reverb to Flint, Strymon reverb, and then El Capistan delay, Strymon pedal, and then I just have like a Dunlop mini volume pedal. Those are the best. These things, they're
You
tiny.
don't do anything to your guitars really. You use a, don't you mostly have stock when you buy a guitar? Do you say, "Oh, I'm going to put a new pickup in it. I want to put this pickup in it," or do you use stock most of the time?
Most of the time I use stock. Most of the time, usually it's a good guitar, so it's not like I want to change it out usually, but I've been kind of wanting to. Uh, it's hard because I don't have a guitar I want to change something
Hmm.
on and
Hmm.
that I really think is going to be good because a lot of them are kind of have some special thing to them or whatever. I kind of want to get a guitar where it's like it's nothing's that special to me and I just can totally part guitar it out. Um,
Probably not a bad idea.
yeah, that'd be fun and just experiment with pickups and stuff. Yeah, I'm always looking for something that's cool. Who's not? I
What do you kind of see in the next year or two for you? What do you want to do?
Well, I want recording has been a big thing, and I want to totally record an album very soon. I mean, not probably not definitely not in 2 years or 1 year even. Like near future, I want to start recording totally. And then I have like some shows coming up. I'll be playing like San Francisco. Um, and I'll be playing at, I don't know if you know Buck Owens Crystal Palace.
I know who Buck Owens was, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm gonna play before Jake Shimabukuro, and then we're gonna do this little thing together and stuff. So that'll be fun. But yeah, main thing is recording and writing. I mean, like writing all the time. I've been doing a lot of writing.
Do you
Yeah.
ever think about, I know you're only 13, but do you ever think about the talent you have that it's one of those things, and I know as you get older you think about stuff like this, but I've always been a big believer that you're kind of given what you get. And you have to work at it to make it better.
hmm Yeah.
And I always wonder when people like yourself, and I mean I've seen, like I said, the other three people I follow, you all have extremely good talent. And I know you have a baseline that's a lot higher than most people's baseline when you first started playing. When did you pick up a guitar? How old were you?
Well, technically, I was like 4 or 5, but that was not like really. I pick up the guitar, literally pick up the
Yeah.
guitar. and then maybe I would hit a string. And
Yeah.
that I was playing ukulele at that time because the guitar is huge. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I really started playing guitar when I was 8. Like totally like, I'm gonna start playing guitar. Now I can hold it, you know.
Yeah, that you do look a little funny holding this big Strat or whatever. It seems
Yeah,
big, but
yeah.
then
It was,
you'll grow into your guitar.
it's funny. It was little Squire Strat, and
Hmm.
that was huge on me. It was funny.
It's interesting to me because I think if with you, as you continue to grow, I'll see you somewhere. And, the other people I know, they're kind of going on tour already. They're older than you. So
Mhm.
they're going to Chicago and they're doing like you are already. Which I'm going to ask you a quick question about that. So do you get calls? Do people call you and say, "Can you come up and play?" How does that work?
Yeah, that's how it happens. We haven't like reached out to anybody yet. It's all just been, the venue or whatever says, hey, could you come play or we'd love to have you play or whatever. Like I'm playing in San Francisco and it's like a featured thing with I don't know if you've heard of Jules Leahy. He's like a really good slide guitarist.
I've interviewed Jules. I know him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, it's his band up in San Francisco and I'll be like, it's like I'm gonna do one set and we're gonna play like 10 tunes or whatever.
He's a really good guy.
It's great.
He's a really good guy, and I was happy that he interviewed with me, and because we had something in common. He's a big Jeff Beck fan,
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
and I told him this when I saw him, and I saw this guy playing a Beck tune. I don't remember which it was, and I'm going like, nobody plays it. You can't do it. Come on. And then
Yeah,
I
right.
thought,
Was
well,
it his
he's
lovers?
pretty damn close, and I went okay. And yeah, he went to Berkeley.
Uh-huh.
He's a graduate of Berkeley. And it's the same way with Eric Johnson. When I told him, I said I knew somebody that could play Cliffs of Dover note for note, which you don't find very many people. More people can now, but it used to be, forget that.
Uh-huh.
And he says, really? I said, oh yeah, I can tell you. She's plays in Vegas and all that stuff and all that. But I think for me, it's watching you as you continue to grow and get to playing. Um, have you got I know you're on Instagram, but have you got a website yet? Or are you not going to do that? Oh, you do?
I have a website. It's just my name, I think.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I have a website and stuff like that. And like we have merchandise and all that on my website and stuff.
Oh, you do? I have to get a shirt.
Yeah,
And thanks again, Saxon. I appreciate all your time.
it's great.
Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of The Trout Show. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening. A very big special thanks again to Mr. Saxon Weiss for coming on and talking to me about his musical journey, which is just beginning. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. I've been around a lot of guitarists in my life. This kid is incredibly talented, and I just continually see bigger and bigger things for him. And he's a nice person, and believe me, I know his family. They're all very nice, so I wish him the best. For more information about Saxon Weiss, just visit his website, Saxon Weiss, SaxonWeiss.com, SaxonWeiss.com. I'd suggest you follow him because he's going to be a big name in entertainment for quite some time. For more information about The Trout Show, you know where you can find it. Just go to thetroutshow.com. Everything's on there. More information about podcasts, information about YouTube interviews. Everything's right there. And, of course, my music that I produce. So until next time, people, you know what I always say. It's only rock and roll. But I love it. See ya.